All right, bookworms and constant readers, welcome back to Final Girl Horror. I'm your host, Chelsea, and today we are going to be reviewing the 31st film from the book 1001 Movies You Must See Before You Die. These are not ranked in any order. I say this in every one of these reviews. This is just a checklist at the beginning of the book that goes in alphabetical order that I'm going through. This book starts in 1900, it goes to 2020, and year by year it gives you what they think are the best films. We are currently in the A's, and this is back to back the second horror film on this list. It is Aliens, the sequel to the last video I did, Alien. This one came out in 1986. It is rated R. Now the version I watched is the, I think it's the director's cut or director's collector's edition cut. I forget what they call it. But it's a little longer than what was released in theaters. The version I watched was 2 hours and 17 minutes. You can find this on Hulu, Prime, Apple TV. I think on Apple and Prime you can rent it or buy it. I own these movies on Blu-ray. I've had them for years. They are some of my favorite sci-fi horror. So this one is directed by James Cameron. If you're into movies, you know who James Cameron is. Titanic, Avatar, Terminator, and he's done just a shit ton of films. Besides films, he's gotten into oceanography and going down to the Titanic in a submersible and studying it. He's done a lot of interesting stuff in his life. Alright, so this one, it does have a new cast, except for Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney Weaver returns to her role as Ripley. Like I said in the last film, you know her from the Alien films, Ghostbusters. She's done a lot of stuff. Some of the newcomers, and this is all what I learned from researching this, is considered Cameron's gang, because evidently James Cameron loves to use these actors in his films, which I noticed during my research. So you have Michael Biehn, who is Hicks. You will know him from The Terminator. He plays Reese. The Abyss, Navy SEALs. He's in Tombstone as Johnny Ringo. He's done a bunch of movies. Then you have Carrie Henn as Newt. This was pretty much the only movie that she did. She didn't do anything else. You have Paul Reiser as Burke. You know Paul Reiser from Beverly Hills Cop, the TV show Mad About You. Lance Henriksen as Bishop. He was in Alien vs. Predator, The Quick and the Dead, The Right Stuff. He's been in a bunch of stuff. And then the other star of the film is Bill Paxton, a very young Bill Paxton, who plays Hudson. And you know him from Apollo 13, Twister, U-571. He's in Tombstone, True Lies, Weird Science, just a ton of movies. So this film did win some Oscars. It was nominated for 7, and it won 2 for Best Effects in Sound Editing and Visual Effects. So what is this one about? So this one takes place like 50 years after the first film. Ripley's escape pod is found by some scavengers, and they discover Ripley and the cat in their sleeping pod. They bring them aboard. She's returned to Earth. She has to go in front of the company, and they strip her of her pilot's license. They accuse her of, destroying the ship, and there was no reason to destroy the ship. You don't know if she's going to be charged with a crime or, like, the cost of the ship and the ore that was lost. And she's kind of, thrown back into this life where everybody she knew is dead, her family is dead, and she works as a forklift operator. And this guy from the company, Burke, played by Paul Reiser, wants her to join the Space Marines and going back to the planet that she had to investigate, because she discovers this planet has been colonized and people are living there now, and they have lost contact with this civilization that's living there. And of course there's ill intentions from the company, and they go to this planet. Everything is a mess. They don't find anybody alive except for this little girl who goes by the name Newt. Find out the facility has been overrun by the alien xenomorphs, and she's right back in the situation she was in 50 years ago. They're getting picked off one by one. They have to figure out a way to get off of this planet and away from these killer aliens. Again, there are a lot of horror connections to this film. So, James Cameron, besides doing the alien stuff, in 81 he did a film called Galaxy of Terror. In 82 he did Piranha 2. And then, of course, in 84 he did Terminator, which I consider another sci-fi horror film. Sigourney Weaver, we mentioned in the last video, she was in Cabin in the Woods in 2011. In 87, she did Snow White, A Tale of Terror. Michael Biehn has been in a few horror films as well. In 88, he did The Seventh Sign. In 2007, he did Planet Terror. Continuing on here in my notes. In 2000, he did Cherry Falls. 2011, The Victim. And in 22, The Red. Lance Henriksen, he's been in a ton of horror films. In 88, he was in Pumpkinhead. In 78, he was in Damien, The Omen 2. If you remember that one, he plays one of Damien's superiors at the military school, and he's actually placed there to protect Damien. He did, in 87, Near Dark. In 82, Piranha 2. And in 2000, he was in Scream 3. Bill Paxton, he has been in some horror films as well. In 2001, he was in a movie where he starred and directed called Frailty. It has Matthew McConaughey in it. In 87, he was also in Near Dark. In 81, he was in Butcher, Baker, Nightmare Maker. In 84, he was in Terminator. And in 1990, he was in Predator. This film, 5 out of 5. It is a fantastic film. A great sci-fi horror. If you haven't seen it, totally check it out. It is just it's a great movie. You have to watch Alien and watch Aliens. And then after that, watch Alien 3. They all go together. That's all I got for you for this video. Hit that like button. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. I think we're close to 80. I think we're at 79 right now. So we're getting there. If you're a new subscriber, thank you. I appreciate it. Ring the bell icon so you know when new videos come out. And until next time, watch more movies and read more books.